Point number 11. Let me show you the formula for how we get rich. Okay? What is the process, or what are the steps to becoming rich? Becoming rich starts out at the bottom here. We all start as an employee. Okay? Every one of us starts out as an employee. Now, what's our job to do as an employee? Most people think an employee's job is to earn. No. The employee's job is to what? Learn. What have you got to learn as an employee? You've got to learn enough to get into business for yourself. You know, the day you get your first job, what do you want to learn? Enough to get your second job. The day you get your second job, what do you want to learn? Enough to get your third job. All of your jobs added together, what should you learn? Enough to get into your own business. Okay? Not your own job, your own business. There's a distinct difference between the two. So we get into business. Most of us go into business at level 1 here. We become self-employed. Okay? Level 1 is self-employed. Actually, let me see how many of you are at self-employed. Self-employed means it's just you. It's your own business, but it's just you. You work, you don't have, just you. How many of you are in that category? Hands right up. Let me just see. Come on, hands right up high, please. Okay, what have we got? About 20% of the room in that category. Okay. Self-employed, you are at what we call the seesaw level, okay? Find some work, do some work. Find some work, do some work. Make the sale, do the work. Sell, do, sell. You guys aren't laughing at this one, are you? It's like, hang on. Because, why don't you laugh? Because what does your cash flow look like? Up and down, up and down. See, here's the thing. When you become self-employed, what do you have to learn? Everything. Do you have to learn sales? Yep. Do you have to learn marketing? Do you have to learn finance, accounting? Do you have to learn legals, contracts, purchasing, IT? You have to learn computers. You have to learn the internet. You have to learn, all of this stuff you have to learn. Now here's the thing. Is it cheaper to learn all of that in your own business, or is it cheaper to learn that back when you had a job working for someone else? Back in the job, isn't it? Okay? See, but the challenge is most people mess up their apprenticeship. See, you as an employee, you're an apprentice business owner. Your job is to learn how to be a business owner. That's your apprenticeship. So, here's what happens. In fact, I'll give you one of my clients. He says to me, Brad, look, I've been an engineer 20 years. I've got 20 years business experience. I should be good at this. I said, no, you don't. You've got 1 year's business experience. You just did it 20 times in a row. You know? And I notice some of you aren't smiling at that one, are you? It's like, yeah, that one hurts, thanks. But the point behind it is, if you were clever, you would have had a job in marketing. You would have had a job in sales. You would have got a job in accounting to learn all the different things before you got into your own business, okay? Now, you get in at self-employed. You get onto the seesaw. Most people on the seesaw fall off and go back and get a job. Some of us, however, graduate. We start employing other people. Where are those of you in the room? I want to see a show of hands for those of you that employ others. You have people that work for you. Hands up. Let me just see. How many? Excellent. About 50, 60% of the room. Fantastic. Now, you've gone from the seesaw. Now you're on the merry-go-round, okay? Now, when it was just you, were there mistakes? Yes, there were mistakes, but you could cover them up because it was just you. Now, when you employ other people, are there less mistakes or more mistakes? More mistakes, aren't there? Okay, every time. So what do you spend your day doing? You get off the seesaw, now you're on the merry-go-round, you run round and round and round and round and round and round in circles all day, every day, putting out the fires, fixing the mistakes that they make. You guys aren't excited about that? Look, you know, if the challenge is this, that you think they work for you. The truth is, you work for them. How come? Because there's still things to learn. Okay? When it was just you, you had to learn all those things. Now that you've got employees, what do you have to learn? Recruitment, leadership, management, planning. You've got to learn systemization. You've got to learn all of these different things that you've got to learn as well. You know, and that's okay. It takes time to learn them. Can you shortcut the learning? Yes or no? Yeah, you get a business coach. Good idea. Okay, make sure you do that before you leave. Now, same when you had a job, in your first job, you wanted to learn enough to get your second job. Same in business. In your first business, what do you want to do? Learn enough to get into your second business. In your second business, what do you want to do? Learn enough to get into your third business. Here's an interesting thing you'll learn about business from me. There's more money made selling businesses than there is running businesses. There's more money made selling businesses than there is running businesses. Let me give you my numbers. You see, we go here, employee, we become self-employed where it's just us. We become a manager where we employ other people. Our ultimate goal is to get to where we are the business owner. Let me give you my definition of a business. Business is a commercial, profitable enterprise. A commercial, profitable enterprise that works without me. A commercial, profitable enterprise that works without me. If I've got to be there, it's not a business. What is it? It's a job. See, at the owner level, I first got to the owner level in business when I was 25. I built one of my first businesses. It was actually about my 5th business. I built it to a point where it worked. I didn't have to. It made me money. I didn't have to work. I was 25 and I was retired. Was that a good thing? Hang on. I was 25 and retired. Was that a good thing? Thank you. What would impress you? Like 24? I mean, really? You guys are a tough crowd. Dang. So, you get to the point. You get to the point where the business works and you don't have to. You know, you're retired at that point. But here's what I learned. I got very bored very quickly. I became friends with the only other retired person I knew, my dad. That's it. Me and him were good buddies. You know, he played golf, so guess what I did? I started playing golf. Now, I'm a very focused person. I like to do a lot and achieve a lot, so I set myself the goal of a single-figure handicap. I was playing 3 rounds of golf a day, 6 days a week. Retired. It was boring. You know, how old was the average guy I was playing golf with? Like late 60s, early 70s. And, you know, all they talked about all day was their prostate. You know, I mean, I'm 25 going, buddy, what the heck's a prostate? I don't know, you know. So I sat down and said, you know what, I want to go back to work. And I did. And I went back and said, I'm now going to learn the next level, investing. I'm going to learn how to become an investor, okay? Now, there's 3 things we need to learn to invest in. Number 1 thing we need to learn to invest in is business. Buying businesses. How do we buy businesses and build them and sell them? Number 2 is real estate. How do we buy real estate? It's the best buy and forget investment that there possibly could be. You buy it, you leave it, it's good. Then we third need to learn shares, okay? Third is the stock market, shares, okay? Why do we learn investing in that order? It's pretty important to learn it in that order. Businesses. You know, I mentioned a thing there before that you make more selling businesses than you do running businesses. I'll give you my numbers. And actually, let's just start with this. Venture capital companies, they're the biggest investors in the world, venture capitalists. What do they invest in? They don't invest in shares. You don't see them buying real estate. What do you see them buying all day, every day? Businesses. They buy companies, okay? What do they then do with those companies they buy? They fix them, okay? They put in a management team to fix them and turn the company around. Now, here's the thing. If I buy a business that's run down, okay, how much am I paying for it? I pay a multiple of profit, okay? So whatever the profit is, that determines how much I pay for it. Now, if it's run down, do I pay big multiples for it or small multiples for it? Small multiples, okay? So I buy a business that's run down and then I fix it. Now here's the first thing. Even if the multiple stayed the same, Even if it stayed the same. If I bought a business for whatever its profit was, like 1 times profit, and then I fixed the business, knowing what I know. Most of you in this room, could you fix a lot of businesses out there, yes or no? Yeah, just on what you know right now. So I buy the business, and let's say I doubled the profit. What did I just get? What return on my investment? I doubled it. Plus I made profit along the way of running it. What if, however, I learnt to do more than just double the profit? What if I learned to increase the profit 4, 5, 6, 7, 10 times? What did I just do to my investment? 4, 5, 6, 700, 1,000%. Now, not only that, when you build the business up, does the multiple increase? Absolutely. So not only do we double the profit, but we increase the multiple, we make a lot more money. I'll give you examples in my life. I've bought or started 53 businesses in my life. I've sold 48 of them. The worst I ever sold for was 1.5 times profit. The best was 38 times profit. On average, I've sold for about 5 times profit. Okay, it's a little bit more than that, but let's say it's 5. So here's the thing. If I buy a business and run it for 1 year and then sell it, I've just made 6 years profit in 1 year. The year of running it, plus I sold it for 5 times profit. So in 1 year, I make 6 years profit. And then I buy another one. And in 1 year, I make 6 years profit. And then I buy another one. And then in 1 year, I make 6 years profit. If you keep your business, you only make 1 year's profit a year. Now, I believe you should always keep one business. How come? Well, let's take a look. Point 12 as to why business